You just got home from a long day of school. Everyone's laughing at you as usual. You just don't think they understand you. You go up to your room. Nobody's home. You just begin crying. You've been crying for the past 7 days. Mom's at work late. Dad's on a business trip. And your brother's at a football game. You think to yourself, this is the perfect time. You go down to the kitchen and grab your favorite knife. Then you go to the bathroom. You look yourself in the mirror and you scream and say, why aren't you perfect? Why does no one love you? Why are you such a disappointment? I hate you. You go back up to your room. Your heart is racing as you try to breathe slowly and tell yourself it's okay. It's going to be over soon. You go to your room, holding the knife still. You grab a pen and paper and begin writing. You write, I'm sorry. In your letter, you apologize so many times for things that you shouldn't apologize for, but you do anyway because you think it's your fault. You think that they blame you for everything. You try to breathe slowly as you keep writing. The ink is getting smudged by your tears on the paper. You end it with, I love you. In the letter, you tell your brother to be strong, and your parents it's not their fault. Your best friend, that you'll be watching her always. But you still do it. You fold the paper up and write goodbye on the front and set it on your mother's bed. Because you know when she gets home, she's going to thank you for your sleep, and she'll go read the paper and then run to your room. You start with your left arm. You look at it thinking, how am I going to do this? You look at it, and then you finally realize you're just going to cut down as far and as deep as you can. So that's what you do. You grab the knife, you put it on your wrist, and follow the vein. You're clenching your fist and screaming as blood gets all over the carpet. Then you stop, and you think to yourself, no, I have to do this. I cannot fail this. It's going to be over. Finally, you get 2 inches past, and you switch hands. Then you get to the neck. Then you go to your right arm. You go down the vein, and just keep cutting. Finally, you drop the knife. It gets all over the carpet, and blood is everywhere. You're bleeding, and your heart is starting to beat slow. You get scared by how much blood there is, but you know it's okay, and it'll be all over. You sit in your room and just listen to the world start fading away. Then finally you're gone. You can't go back. It's over. The last memory you have is smiling and laughing with your family. That's the only thing you have left. And then you're silent. Finally, your brother gets home. He doesn't check your room because the door is closed, and he knows you're asleep, or he thinks you're asleep. He goes to his room and just starts taking off his football equipment and goes to take a shower. Your mom gets home, goes to her room and finds the letter. She reads it and starts screaming. Your brother runs upstairs and wonders what's wrong. She runs to your room and finds you on the ground. She doesn't know what to do. She just stands there shaking. Your brother goes up to you and picks you up and is screaming at you while he's crying. Your brother has never cried before. Your mother's scared. She runs to her room and grabs the phone and dials 911. The police officer answers and asks, what's the emergency? She stutters and doesn't know what to say, and the only thing that comes out is, my daughter's dead. The police officers show up at your house, and they go to the room and let you guys sit in the dining room. They put you on a stretcher, put a towel over you, and then take you out, and it's done. It's over. You're gone. Your mom has to call your dad and tell him on the phone that you're gone and you're dead. He comes home as soon as possible, and just cries. Your mom can't go to work now. She's too sad. She's crying every day because she lost her daughter and she thinks it's her fault. She hasn't read the letter since, and your dad won't dare to look at it. Your brother, who's so strong, won't even read it. He had to go to school and tell the teachers what happened. The teachers won't speak. They're so scared. There's a teacher that pushed you and thinks that she pushed you too much to the edge. She had to quit. The students that laughed at you, they were laughing at you because they were jealous of you. And they think it's their fault. And they're crying. They won't go to school. They're going to counseling. They're going to mental places because they can't deal with it because they think it's your fault. They cry every night. Some of them are cutting. You thought no one cared about you, and everyone cares about you. Everyone's crying about you. The town is quiet. Everything's edgy. Every time they see your family, they don't know what to say. They want to go up to them and tell them sorry and hug them. But before they get the chance to, they cry. Because they didn't do anything. Because no one noticed you're upset. Because you just wore a smile. Your mom still can't go to work after 2 months. Your brother's failing out of class because he can't pay attention, because all he thinks about is you. Your best friend, she hasn't gone to school ever since that night after her mother told her. She thinks there's something she could have done, so now she's dealing with it herself of going through suicide. But you're gone. You don't know what's going on. You think that no one cares. Your dad has to go to work to pay the bills, to pay for food, to pay for your funeral, to pay for the letters that he has to send out to his family saying that you killed yourself. The family shows up and they ask, what did you do? What could you have done? And they just didn't know you were upset because you wore a fake smile and acted like you were okay. And still, you think that no one cared. But you're gone, and you can't go back. You can't change what happened. It's been a year, and your mom and your brother and your dad finally choose to go into your room. They walk into your room, the pen is still sitting on the table. There's blood stains, and the knife is still sitting on the ground. Your mom starts tearing up, and she tries to hold it in, and your brother starts crying, and he was so strong, and now he's so weak. He goes to your bed, and he sees that you wore his favorite hoodie, and usually he would be angry, but now he's just brokenhearted. You thought no one cared. And really, everyone loves you, and everyone cared about you. But you thought that because your parents yelled at you, they hated you. You thought because your best friend got mad because you stole her shirt, that she hated you. You thought everyone hated you, when really everyone loved you. But you were so closed off that you lost sight of how they loved you and lost sight of yourself. You thought you were happy, you fooled yourself. And then you just broke. And you were broken and you couldn't be fixed. Your parents argue because they don't know what to do. You thought no one loved you, when really everyone cared about you and loved you. But now you can't go back. It's over. You're gone. And everyone misses you so much. Every birthday, everyone goes to your grave and cries and puts flowers and notes telling you that they miss you and they're sorry. You thought no one cared about you, when everyone cared about you and loved you. And even after years have passed, they still love you. And your memory will always be carried on, and they will always love you.